All right, let's jump right into it. Today, we're unpacking a really fascinating explainer on how artificial intelligence is quite literally reshaping our corporate landscape and, well, society as a whole. We'll be looking at insights from the research compilation, Applications of Artificial Intelligence in Business and Finance 5.0. It's basically this remarkable roadmap for the future of technology in our everyday work. So here's the ultimate question we're all facing today. Is artificial intelligence here to replace us or upgrade us? It's so easy to get caught up in those sci-fi scenarios where autonomous machines just completely wipe out human jobs, right? But when we actually dig into the data and the academic consensus, a wildly different, much more collaborative picture emerges. To understand exactly where AI is taking us, we first need to look at the massive historical shifts that brought us here. Section 1. Welcome to Industry 5.0, the historical leap. Think about how rapidly we've evolved. We've gone from the steam engines of the 18th century, pushing through electricity and mass production, right into the computer automation boom of the 1970s. And lately, we've been living in Industry 4.0, an era completely defined by the Internet of Things, extreme digitization, and smart factories. But tech never stands still. We are now stepping into what researchers are calling Industry 5.0, or the super smart society. It's a really profound shift in focus. Section 2, the super smart society, from machines to humanity. There is a super sharp contrast between the rigid, tech-obsessed Industry 4.0 and this new, collaborative, welfare-focused Industry 5.0. Think about it. Industry 4.0 was strictly driven by technology and efficiency. The whole goal was essentially replacing human decision-making with automated systems just to max out output. But Industry 5.0, it pivots completely. It recognizes that those earlier phases might have, overlooked things like social justice and planetary limits. So this new paradigm is human and planet-centric. The goal isn't replacing us anymore. It's about humans directly cooperating with robots and AI. The crucial takeaway here is that Industry 5.0 isn't just about building more profitable machines. It's about actually utilizing AI to build a better, more sustainable world for humans. We're talking about taking these massive technological leaps and using them to genuinely improve our quality of life and ensure we have a sustainable planet. But getting to that super smart society means we've got to overcome a massive hurdle first. Section 3, Taming the Data Flood. The business information crisis. Every single day, businesses are absolutely drowning in millions of internal emails, social media posts, consumer reviews, and financial reports. It makes manual processing virtually impossible. As the researchers point out, the sheer volume of information circulating around is completely overwhelming for managers and stakeholders. And the scary part? If a business misses this data, they miss the market reality. Manual analysis just cannot scale to meet this kind of demand. And that is exactly where artificial intelligence steps in like a digital life raft. It can process these infinite streams of text to do everything from detecting fraud to satisfying customers. Take the FinTech space, for example. AI completely automates the Know Your Customer process by instantly pulling out hidden personal or corporate histories from messy, unstructured documents. It can scan massive contracts to spot anomalies or money laundering. And get this, it can even evaluate credit risk by analyzing a borrower's text data when traditional numerical history is missing. AI takes the absolute chaos of the data flood and transforms it into an organized, actionable strategy. But how exactly does a computer, which, runs entirely on math and numbers, actually comprehend human language? That brings us to Section 4, Teaching Machines to Read. Natural language processing. So how exactly do machines read? Well, it's all thanks to a subfield of AI called natural language processing, or NLP for short, and it requires a seriously strict data cleaning process before any analysis can even kick off. Because let's face it, human language is incredibly messy. It's inconsistent, it's full of noise. A machine simply cannot just read a corporate email right out of the gate. To fix that, we use a step-by-step pre-processing method to strip away the noise. It takes a chaotic human sentence and turns it into a clean, structured data set that a machine can instantly analyze. First off, the algorithm forces every single character into lowercase, just to ignore any capitalization differences. Then, it ruthlessly deletes special characters, numbers, and punctuation. Step 3 targets what we call stop words, things like is, the, or and. These words take up space but offer absolutely zero discriminatory power when the AI is analyzing topics. Finally, we get to tokenization, which breaks sentences into distinct parts, and lemmatization, which strips words all the way down to their absolute root forms. Only then is the text actually ready for the AI to understand. Once the machine can actually read, we zoom into one of the most powerful applications of AI in Industry 5.0. Section 5, extracting human sentiment, listening to the noise. Just like you might check restaurant reviews before booking a table or scroll through online opinions before buying a new TV, AI algorithms do the exact same thing on a massive scale. They analyze millions of financial documents to gauge public sentiment on corporate performance. By using a really cool technique called topic modeling, the machine scans a massive corpus of analyst reports and isolates the specific themes dominating the conversation. For example, by simulating a breakdown of environmental, social, and governance, or ESG topics, it maps out whether analysts are feeling positively or negatively about a financial institution's public disclosure or their environmental sustainability. We can ground these abstract concepts into reality by looking at exactly which words the AI tracks to measure those vital environmental, social, and governance goals. The machine basically identifies clusters of words that frequently show up together. So if the algorithm detects a high density of words like ethics, corruption, and bribery, it automatically flags that text segment under moral conduct. If it sees emission and waste, boom, it categorizes that discussion right under pollution risk. It is literally mapping out human priorities mathematically. Now, to efficiently score these sentiments, AI relies on some pretty fascinating linguistic realities. Take Zipf's law, for example. It proves that we really don't need a massive dictionary to figure out how people feel. Think about it. As speakers, we don't want to exert extra linguistic effort. And as listeners, we definitely don't want to be cognitively challenged just to interpret a basic point. So out of the tens of thousands of words we all know, we heavily rely on a very small, concentrated handful to express our opinions. Because of Zipf's law, a sentiment analysis algorithm really only needs a highly targeted lexicon, usually around 5,000 words or so, to accurately judge the mood of an entire document. The machine calculates this score using 3 key elements, transforming complex human emotions into a simple, quantitative score that businesses can actually use to make better, more sustainable decisions. It's basically a 3-part mathematical equation. First, the algorithm scans for subjectivity terms. These are your base emotional words, like good or bad. Next, it looks around that base word for valence shifters. These are words that either amplify or flip the emotion entirely. For instance, the word known is positive, but add the valence shifter not, and not known suddenly becomes a negative sentiment. Finally, it divides this emotional weight by the total word count to measure the true overall intensity of the sentiment. As we fully embrace Industry 5.0 and learn to cooperate with these incredibly smart machines, it leaves us with one final, profound question to consider. We've just seen how AI can process infinite data, untangle complex human sentiment, and actually pivot our industries toward planetary sustainability and human welfare. But in a superintelligent society where we work side by side with these cognitive algorithms, will AI just change the way we do business, or will it ultimately change us? Definitely something to chew on. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep questioning the future.